Hi, this is Scott Ware with Radiance Magazine, which can be found at radiancemagazine.org and 660 locations in Southern California in print. And also at Xpnsion Network, you'll find the Radiance channel. And I have with me today Shaman Isabella Stoloff of the Orange County Healing Center. Isabella, say hello.
Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, honey. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah.
So you run the Orange County Healing Center, which is a great name. It's great that you captured that name. Out of your home in Fullerton, which has this expansive backyard where I know you hold a lot of fire ceremonies and everything. What
Yeah.
is that like, holding your healing center, having your healing center in your home like that? And
It's like living in your office. That's how it is. I do all the shaman trainings are done here. The fire ceremonies, as you know, potlucks, classes, workshops. Sometimes I host other healers to come in and teach as
yeah,
well. So it's like, I always say I live in my office.
which is a great way to make a living when you love what you do, because I know you not only inhabit shamanism, but you also teach it to other people. What kind of people would you think would be interested if they're out there listening saying, "Well, is shamanism right for me?" What kind of
Well,
people
that's
would be right
interesting
for
that, yeah, that's a cool, I actually don't teach shamanism until the second year. So the first year is the Golden Condor Healer Training. And I believe that we're all healers. I think that many people have a calling to become a shaman. Uh, and but many, and that's a few, but many people have a calling to become a healer,
you?
because we are all feeler healers. We all have the ability to heal. When you cut your hand or cut yourself, do you tell yourself to grow your skin back and heal? No, it just does it magically. So that's one of the first
Mm-hmm.
things I like to teach, is like, you are already magical. You are already a healer. And I just give you some techniques and tools to.
Sure, because now when you know you need to heal, you can add some intention into that as well to speed that along.
Right, right. I also have an online ongoing workshop called Awaken the Creator Within. And I love people to start with that, start with the online workshop, and then move into the healer training if they feel called.
Okay, and they can find that at orangecountyhealingcenter.com.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, great. Now, I know also people can actually call you in to do a fire ceremony in their home, even in other states. People have flown you out. Talk
Yeah.
about that a little bit.
Yeah, well, I have been flown to do big family gatherings and channelings and fires and despachos, which are Peruvian prayer ceremonies. I love doing those. And I've started tapping into mediumship, which I really never thought I could do, but people would come to me for a healing here at the house, and I would see a dead person or feel a grandmother presence, and I'd start talking to them, and that person actually needed a healing, the person who had crossed over.
Mm,
So it's very interesting, the karmic loops that we get stuck in, the energetics that we get stuck in, and how I began that way with people coming in. And now when I'm in groups, I just did one last night, and it was just supposed to be a simple hour-long meditation, turned into this long channeling mediumship kind of experience where grandparents were coming through. They wanted to speak to the person, and it's not like I speak for the person, but I'll get little messages. It's very interesting how I'll get a word, and then I'll get a message, or and right now, I was just on Facebook Live, because I do Facebook Live drumming and readings and channelings.
mm.
And I've never done the mediumship, and I just did it. And I didn't think
Interesting.
I could do it, right? Because I was
Right.
like, I don't know. I need the response back and forth from the person to see if I'm on the right track. And the person was slow responding to me. But everything I got, she said yes to. Even though it was slow
Huh.
for me, I didn't get the feedback that fast. At the end, I was like, oh, wow, yeah, that was your mom. That was who was talking. So that's cool. Like, I think that we all have abilities, and we just have never been taught to trust them, because we go to school and we're taught to listen and take a test, and we're not ever taught to trust ourselves, trust our intuition, trust our vibration. And so, you know, that's why I teach vibrational health and wellness and talk to people about
Well,
themselves.
and I'd asked you originally about when you get called to do a fire ceremony at someone's home. So they're going to get a bonus with someone like you because you're probably going to do some readings or healings on them. And I've had a healing from you, and you called in various things and you were seeing things, but now you're experiencing mediumship. That's amazing.
Yeah, I have. I went to one workshop at the Queen Mary. My girlfriend talked me into going. And I thought, no, I don't, you know, I'm a shaman. I know my shaman, my Peruvian shamanism. I do my thing. I know what I do.
And the Queen Mary's haunted, right?
But the Queen Mary's haunted. So I thought, how fun would that be? Let's go to the Queen Mary. So I went and I was so good at it. I'd never been asked to do the things that she was asking me to do. You know, I'm trained in this shamanic technique and fire ceremony and despacho ceremonies and water ceremonies. And so that was kind of, you know, for 10 years, it's been my thing. So about 3 years ago, this woman, like I said, had me go, and I was really good at it. So I've just been practicing it here and there. And like I said, always, if somebody came in the room and had someone who crossed over, I feel their presence really strongly. And so I could tap in, but I never like try to get messages or see what they said. And so
Right.
I like it. It's super fun. Yeah.
Wow, awesome. So what are some testimonials of what people have experienced coming to your home for one of these community gatherings, fire ceremony? What experience?
I could go on and on. You know, I just did the ceremony at the Modern Shaman restaurant, and there was a gentleman there who brought his mom at the beginning of the year, who the doctors diagnosed with cancer and that she was going to die right away. And she's still alive. He came for a healing for her. And I made him get on the table because, you know, it's like, well, your mom's healed now. We got to get your vibration to match hers and get you out of the worry and fear of her dying. And he came to that ceremony Monday night and made me cry. He's like, my whole life has changed because of you, Isabella. My mom's still alive. I make more money at my business. I'm happier as a person. He ended up being like a secret Santa and buying everybody there, at 17 people, a deck of my good vibes cards that, you know, my daughter and I created these good vibes cards. And I was giving a discount, and I was just like, I'm just going to give a discount if anyone wants to. They're great stocking stuffers, you know, if anyone wants one. They're great gift ideas. And he said, don't tell anybody. I'm going to buy everybody a deck. And we had been discussing being a giver and an overgiver and being open to receive. And so somebody in the room said, I want to know who it is. I want to know who it is. And I said, we got to give you kudos. You know, like, I know you want to be a secret Santa, but it was him. And he was like, you know, oh, and everyone was just giving him, pouring so much love onto him, which, you know, it's good for us. It's good for us to be open to receive compliments. It's nice for us to do things, you know, quietly and not want recognition, but it's also really good for people to be open to receive their love that they get.
Yes, I agree. That's awesome. So people, though, that have come to the other ceremonies had some healing, but I mean, you would do group healings and then you would individually pick out people. And some interesting things happened in that process.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always, you know, it's always an interesting thing to see, even in a group setting. When I do a group healing, everybody leaves feeling lighter. As you know, you've been here.
Yep.
And people have had profound experiences, just of the shift of consciousness. I think that the most profound thing I do is help people to empty their minds and be able to shift their consciousness around their story. So, you know, I'm always about illuminate your story, illuminate your life. Where is your vibration at? You're but one vibratory note in the universe. What frequency do you want to vibrate at? And so there's something about the techniques that I do that clears the energetic body and the mind at such a deep level that people just look at their lives in a different way, look at their stories in a different way. And so because they do that, they realize that they're the creator and they begin to move forward beautifully.
That's amazing. Because yes, when you to have a shift happen, you need to clear the mind, get around the mental constructs, and you have techniques for doing that. And then once there, people can see their story or what's a more empowering story they could be following.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
when they decide to let the other one go, yeah, a weight feels lifted. You dump that on the side of the road and move on lighter. And that's a shift, and that's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and when you can look at everyone's story, the thing I teach is get on the back of a giant bird and look down at your life from a bird's eye view. Look at your parents' story. Look at your grandparents' story. Look at your own story, and see everyone's perspective. When you can begin to really see everyone else's perspective from this bird's eye view, you can then shift and change within your own soul and realize that, you know, you're a spiritual being having a human experience, and you came here as a soul. You chose each person in your experience. And, you know, it's like, well, why did I choose all that hardship as a kid? Why did I choose those kind of parents? So that you would know unconditional love, so that you would be able to experience true joy. And I truly believe that.
That is beautiful. Well, from a bird's eye view, we're looking down at Fullerton, California at the Orange County Healing Center with Shaman Isabella. And everybody can just come on by. You got a schedule on your website,
I do. You
orangecountyhealingcenter.com.
have to, obviously it's my home, so you have to make an appointment, but you can go to orangecountyhealingcenter.com to schedule and see my availability. And I'm usually booked a couple weeks out, but if you cannot find it, I always say, if you cannot find a time on the schedule, just text me and I'll fit you in.
Perfect. Thank you, Isabella, for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me, Scott.
Thank you all for watching.